Oh boy. So this is, I do not think Barca fans are going to like this at all. And honestly, I'm completely against it, but if we're looking at the two players, I get it. So there are a few pieces of news that just broke. I want to break down what just happened, give you guys the details, and then give my thoughts as well. First and foremost, there's a huge piece that just dropped around the defenders. Deco just dropped a huge bombshell around the defenders. It looks like someone's got to go. So we're going to break down this entire scenario and give you guys the information about what Deco just said and who could be leaving the club. And then we also have some plans, according to Flick and his coaching staff. Apparently they dropped their plans for once Nico arrives, what the club's going to look like, what the formations are going to look like, and where each player is going to play. And then he also shed some light on a couple players, specifically Fermín, Olmo, and Raphinha. So I want to break that down because this was really interesting to me. And when I get in towards the end of the video, I know you guys are going to disagree, and that's fine. Look, I'm not a professional analyst. I do this because I love football. I love Barcelona. It's the best club in the world. If you guys disagree, that's cool. Respectfully state your opinion. You know what? It is what it is. It's all in good fun. But just let me know respectfully what you guys think about these topics down below. I'll do my best to respond. So let's talk first about the bombshell Deco just dropped. And then after that, I want to reveal what Hansi Flick and his coaching staff revealed about what his plans are for the players in this system, and also reveal what he said about a couple of these players like Fermín López in particular, and then give my thoughts on these topics as well. And then if you guys end up enjoying the video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Now let's jump in and break all this down for you guys. All right, so number one, Deco says Barca has 5 center backs, one's got to go. I'm trying to think, and I don't know if it's, I had a long weekend. I don't know if I'm just losing my mind, but the 4 center backs, Araujo, Christensen, Inigo Martinez, and Cabarsi. Who is considered the 5th? Is it Garcia? Is it Koundé? I don't know. So I guess maybe I'm having a brain fart. I don't know. Nonetheless, he said, one's got to go. Now, I'm struggling trying to find out why. First and foremost, you have an aging Inigo Martinez, who I really don't know if he's going to be here at the end of next season. You can't plan a future around Inigo Martinez. Cabarsi, yes. So why, when your defense was the reason you did not go through in the Champions League this season or last season, you are going to drop a defender? And he said Araujo is not that player. In fact, it's pointing towards Christensen. I don't know. A lot might agree. A lot might disagree. Out of the two, it makes sense to keep Araujo. I mean, it does. Despite the 2 mishaps, again, the PSG one is what made him the scapegoat of the club. He just has that title of the scapegoat now. And it's a little harsh, and honestly, it's a little ridiculous. Look, he's made mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. He wasn't the only one that made a mistake in the Inter match, so we got to relax just to an extent. He's fast, he's strong, he's athletic, and he's shown in a lot of matches and seasons he's been a great defender. Christensen is older, he's injury prone, and quite frankly, he's a good defender and he's very intelligent. I don't know why they would sell him because he can't be that expensive and you're not going to get that much for him. I don't like it, but out of the two, I understand getting rid of Christensen over Araujo. If Araujo has a bad season, then next season we look to sell him. Fine. The only problem is you'd get more money if you sold him now rather than if you wait till next season. If he performs badly, then you're definitely going to go from 60, 65, 70, whatever that might be that you could sell him for now, will definitely drop to probably 50 million, maybe even a little less. So you do take that risk, but nonetheless, I think it's the smarter of the two decisions to keep Araujo over Christensen. Maybe a little controversial, but let me know what you guys think about that down below and why. Now, here's the really interesting part. This is the plan of Hansi Flick and his coaching staff once Nico arrives. Now, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt because until it's official, I can't fully trust anything until it's 100% set in stone. And Fabrizio, here we go. But Nico on the left, Lamine on the right, Raphinha in the middle. I'm assuming that means 10 because Dani Olmo, he says, is false 9. Lewandowski will slowly lose importance due to his age. Now, I love the last bullet that I just read because we can't plan a future around an aging striker when most likely it's his last season, when, to be honest, this should have been his last season. Again, Barcelona waits an extra year or two too long to part ways with players, and I think this one in particular, we should have parted ways at the end of the season. Nonetheless, I just thought it was strange. I thought if they're bringing Lewandowski back, he's starting. And I probably can assume he will start going into next season. He'll be that starting role, but I think he's not. I don't think he's going to be getting the benefit of the doubt anymore. I don't think he's going to get preferential treatment. I think if if he's in a slump, if he's performing bad, he's getting yanked off. He's not going to start every match, which I do like. They need to work around the core players and build around their future with these other players. The only thing that concerns me is Olmo as a false nine and not Raphinha. I figured it'd be flipped because, again, I'll still say it all the time. Raphinha doesn't have the technical ability that Olmo does in that role. I don't trust him to be that conductor and composer where everything's flowing through Raphinha and he's got the skill and ability to really just beat guys in tight spaces and keep the ball and play 1-2s. I don't trust that yet. So I figured that Raphinha would be more the number 9. Nonetheless, I don't mind what they're trying to do because I'm sure Flick will give them the ability to kind of interchange and they can rotate between the two, which is fine. And I think utilizing both players like this, or Olmo as a false 9, it's like Real Madrid when they used Bellingham the past season as that like really, really high 10 deep number 9, which worked out well. They won the Champions League that year. So there's no reason Olmo couldn't do that. He's got just as much ability as Bellingham to have a great season. So I love that. I love the ability, but there was also something stated that from Flick, he was asked about Fermín, and there are a few things stated. Number one, he said he doesn't want to sell Fermín López. Obviously, there's been some rumors. It was also stated that he might not get as much playing time due to the arrival of Nico Williams, which I think is pretty obvious because at the number 9 position, you can rotate between Louis and Torres and Olmo and Raphinha, and then at the number 10, you can rotate between Raphinha and Olmo. I guess if Raphinha is consistently playing as the number 9 or Olmo, I would like to say that Fermín would be the next substitution, but I can see why he would drop on the depth chart. And again, I don't want to sell Fermín. I think this year for sure you got to keep him just because for depth, and if Lewandowski's not playing as much, then Olmo or Raphinha move to that role, and then if someone has to get subbed out in the midfield, Fermín can sub in. That's fine. But I just think it's absolutely ridiculous if you're getting an offer for a player that does not start. He's not a consistent starter, and he is not world-class. There's nothing anyone can ever say to convince me he's world-class because he's not. He has done nothing to prove that, and that's insane of people to think that. I don't want to talk bad about Fermín. He's a good player, and he works hard. He loves Barca, and I love that, but he's not world-class. If they got an offer for a bench player for $80 million, that would be astronomically stupid to not consider it. At least consider it, because at that point, use that money. You could leverage that and use it to a huge transfer for Isak, for Haaland, for Alvarez next season. You could do so much with that. I'm sorry, I would rather have Isak, Alvarez, and or Haaland than Fermín López. People get way too attached to these players for no reason other than they're a Barcelona player, which I get it. We love our players. We're loyal. Barca is horrible at selling players. In the business aspect of selling players, they're terrible. This would be an opportunity, right, if a really, really competitive, true offer came in. I don't know why in the world people wouldn't even consider it. That's crazy to me. You could replace him. You would be able to sign a striker. You could go out and sign another center midfielder if you needed to. You're telling me that if you sold Fermín, you would be that much worse off. That's crazy talk. But again, nonetheless, the only reason I'm saying this is because there have been reports about it. And it also looks like the plan to replace Lewandowski would be next season. So I just like to weigh out all my options. So again, I know a lot of you are like, you're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. Fermín can never leave. You sell Olmo before Fermín. We would never get an offer close to what we would for Fermín for Dani Olmo. And I get it. Olmo is a little injury prone. But at the end of the day, he is more talented than Fermín López right now. There's no debate with that. It's ridiculous. And I hope that Olmo is a lot more healthy this year, and he's not going to have to sit mid-season and worry about not playing for registration issues. He will be better this season for that reason specifically, and if he's healthy, he's going to have a fantastic season. I don't know what the hate is with Olmo. You can't control some of these external forces like injuries and not playing because of registration problems. So that's just my thoughts. Again, if you guys disagree, that's fine. I just don't know why people get too attached to players, especially players that are bench players. It's insane. But nonetheless, I thought this was really interesting, and especially the part about Olmo as a false 9 instead of Raphinha, and then the part about Fermín getting probably dropped a little more lower on the depth chart. So would love to hear what you guys have to say about all these different topics about Christensen being sold over Araujo and why they would actually get rid of Christensen regardless is stupid. And then your thoughts on the positioning and Fermín. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys back here next time. Peace.